You're gonna leave your radio partner and you think you can just walk in here and be accepted?
I don't think she said that.
That's what it felt like. That was the vibe.
You were doing what was best for business. She is awesome.
No, best for me. Me personally.
By the way, when you do a show, a sports talk radio show, and you're out live somewhere, it's good to have both hosts sitting next to each other. When you promote it for a football show.
What if you did a Super Bowl Sunday? Oh, they don't do that anymore.
They don't do that anymore either. Sorry. What if you had to hire? I see you have notes next to you.
Oh, I did my picks. I'm ready.
Week 1 NFL wagers.
I went analog, buddy. Boy, somebody's smoking the pot.
What is going on in here? If you were,
dude, I don't know if people realize weed's legal, not mandatory. You don't have to. You don't have to do it all the time.
It smells like a college campus in here.
Yeah.
We're okay.
Better now. So, girl, come here often. Come around here.
Woo-hoo. Here's what I like to ask Levack for our audio audience, because here's what I'm going to do for this weekend.
She didn't come over until the smell of pot was in the air. Once the pot was here, she was like, I'm going over there.
I'm going to make sure our audio audience,
won't go away either.
Potentially our visual audience, have this pick segment laid out. Would you like me to bring back the music we used for our pregame show for the Empire a few weeks ago that you loved?
Oh, hell no. That was terrible.
No music underneath
If you want to, go ahead.
Right.
You can put it there if you want. So what you're telling me, let me explain to everybody watching Levack and Goz live from Hooters on Wolf Road. $3 short drafts of Coors and Miller Lite, which are pints, and then a $5, I think it was like Sam Adams or something. So what Goz is saying is it costs money for music, and he's lazy and cheap, and he's only bought one song. So he would like to put music under our football picks, but he only has one song he's allowed to use, and it's the crappy, terrible one that I mocked him for at the pregame show for the championship game. So yeah, go ahead, guys. Play that steaming.
So there you go.
Crap.
We're gonna play that music here. Your live audience is not going to hear the music. The replay audience will hear it. I do have the list of games.
You didn't. All right, now if you're not even going to put it here, I need this. I need the most recent odds.
I have them right here in front of me.
Oh, you do?
Via the great people at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Oh, never heard of them. I heard of you because I'm about to take that money.
We're going to save the New York teams at the end, correct? That's usually the way we like to do it for the New York squads.
And unless while I'm reading through these, because I meant to write them at the bottom, but then I realized I just wrote them in time. So if I accidentally start, you may have to just
I'll do this then. I will follow your lead.
Why don't you give the game, and then I'll do a pick, and we'll go back.
We'll start with the 1 o'clock games. Let's start with
they come first.
They too. We'll start with the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are getting 7 points in this game. The over-under, according to our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook, don't forget promo code 518, 45.5. Colts, Texans. Let's jump in that.
What was the spread again? Because I was finding them.
+7 for Houston there at home.
I'm glad you said +7 because I love the Texans in this game. I think the Colts, I feel really bad for Frank Reich. I feel like he's a hell of a coach. And he's either a hell of a coach who keeps getting stuck with a quarterback who just isn't what he looks like, or he isn't what you thought he was or what he used to be anymore, or maybe he retires on you way too early. And then everybody goes, oh, well, you got to win now. You got Matt Ryan. No, you don't have Matty Ice. You have Matty Ice Tub because he's too old to do what he normally used to do. Sure, you've got an upgrade from Carson Wentz, but there's a gentleman in the parking lot throwing a squeaky football to his dog who is an upgrade on Carson Wentz, and weird too, by the way, because he's in a Hooters parking lot. I really think the Texans are a team that you're going to want to wager on a lot this year. I think they are going to be a team that the public is going to fade way too long. I think Lovie Smith's going to get him going. I think E.T. Neck, is that Davis Mills?
Davis Mills.
I think Davis Mills is an NFL quarterback. I'm not saying he's a great NFL quarterback, but he's an NFL quarterback, which is a serious upgrade. The beautiful tea is here, and now it's a party. So give me that's actually one of my favorite picks of the entire weekend.
A lock, dare we say?
I'm not. Well, are we gonna do it at the end? Or you want
right
until
the end?
Okay. Well, in the end, I'll tell you it's a lock. No, it's definitely one of my favorite picks of the weekend. Give me the Texans +7 over the Colts. I might get ballsy and bet them outright.
Whoa!
But I'm definitely +7.
I love Houston as well. Here's what Houston has in this game.
I love the Colts. So no, sorry.
Indianapolis is going to have a really good year. That schedule is really soft, and Indy will win the AFC South. But this matchup, two things. Week 1, my theme, home team getting points. That's happening, and it's a divisional game. A divisional underdog I love taking because, like you said,
that is your rule.
The public always thinks it's the better team. Divisional games are usually far closer. Love Houston, although the one question for me is Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith is somehow back in the NFL as a head coach after being terrible at Illinois. Maybe premature firing in Chicago did lead the Bears to a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman as their quarterback. Maybe he got canned too quick in Chicago, but I will take Houston as well in this matchup with the points.
But he's an adult in the room in Houston, which is something that they haven't really – like from the day Bill O'Brien went from head coach to head coach / GM, there has not been an adult in the room. There's an adult in the room now, and I think that's going to be a big help for them. All right, moving on.
49ers, Bears. The Bears +7 at home against San Francisco.
This is a tough game for me because I think the 49ers have finally reached that level of overrated. That doesn't mean I think they're a bad team, but I don't know what Trey Lance is yet. I don't know how the offense is going to work with Deebo Samuel missing all that time. There is turmoil over the bringing back of the most beautiful man in the world, Jimmy G, and you're still a touchdown favorite on the road. I know the Bears are rough. 8 players on IR already. But I don't know that the Bears are that rough. That all of that being said, if I'm forced to pick this game, I think it could be a battle of attrition where the Niners do ultimately cover in the fourth quarter late. Give me the Niners. I'll lay the 7.
This is one of my favorite games in the 1 o'clock window in week 1. Here's why. George Kittle's banged up. That drama involving Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo isn't quite done yet. Reports coming from the West Coast that Trey Lance's goal this offseason was not just to be the starting quarterback, but a team captain. They usually name 6 captains for the Niners as captains. They only named 5 this year. Trey Lance wasn't one of them. Not a team captain. Garoppolo still on the roster. New offensive coordinator with Mike McDaniel in Miami. John Danielle, before you get your panties all in a bunch and get too excited, Chicago's going to be the worst team in the NFL this season. But remember this. In 2020, we all thought the Jaguars were going to be the worst team. They were. They won week 1 outright. 2021, we all thought the Texans would be the worst team in the NFL. They were also very bad. They won outright in week 1. Home team getting points. Give me the Bears in this matchup. And potentially the biggest upset in week 1, Chicago knocking off San Francisco.
I will say this, Jean Danielle, I disagree. Bears are not the worst team in the NFL. They're the second worst team in the NFL. I'll tell you who the worst is later. So for once in the history of our friendship, I am being nicer to you than Goz is. Take that.
You're not the worst. We're not the worst. Steelers, Bengals. Game is in Cincinnati. Another 1 o'clock kickoff. Bengals 6.5-point favorites against Pittsburgh.
I got to tell you, the Bengals, I don't see anything that tells me they're still not going to be the king of the 3-point game. That's who they've been, right? I know the offensive line is improved. I know that Burrow now is like he doesn't have a gallbladder or something. All these things. I think the Steelers are going to treat this game like a freaking Super Bowl. I think Tomlin is going to play tough. He's going to play rugged. He's going to have his team all, rowing the boat in the same direction. I love the Steelers plus 6.5 in this game in Cincinnati.
My least favorite game to pick of week 1. I went from my favorite to my least favorite.
You just did my least favorite as your favorite. Now one of my favorites is your least favorite.
Because all the things I just touched on earlier about divisional teams. Now the Bengals are a home favorite, but Pittsburgh's had success. Mitchell Trubisky, the quarterback for the Steelers, not Kenny Pickett. This one's really difficult. If I really had to decide, this is going to be like a fourth quarter turnover, a field goal, something weird's going to happen. I'm going with Cincinnati, but you hear the hesitation in my voice. I'll go with the Bengals just because Burrow's more proven than Trubisky, but I'm not confident about that pick. My least confident pick of the weekend.
Just doubled my bet on the Steelers.
Eagles, Lions. Lions getting 4 points at home against Philadelphia.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Knock on wood if you're with me. It's the Hard Knocks effect. I love the Lions. I think the Lions are going to play really good football this year because they all believe in their head coach. But I think that Vegas knows everyone loves the Lions right now. I think this should be a 6-7 point game. I think the Eagles should be maybe an 8-point favorite in this game. And they're what, a 4? 4-point favorite. This is a pull at your heartstrings to dare you to bet Detroit, to beg you to bet Detroit. You can't bet Detroit. You got to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. Ignore the hard knocks effect.
This game is sold out for the first time in Detroit, non-Thanksgiving, in 5+ years for the Lions. It's going to be a great crowd on hand. That final scene, this isn't a spoiler, but go check out that final scene in Hard Knocks. It's one of the most powerful final scenes of any Hard Knocks season ever. Shout out to Paul Camarata, Gilder Linzone, and everybody a part of the crew this year on Hard Knocks. Now, that 4 is a weird-ass number because here's what I feel like is going to happen. It's going to be a battle. Our boy Scotty Hansen's going to be losing his mind on red zone. The Lions are going to do something. They're going to have the lead in the fourth quarter. They're going to lose on a game-winning field goal. But that covers. Philly wins. Detroit covers. Give me the 4 points for the Lions at home.
Like it.
Browns, Panthers. It's a pick'em, according to our friends at DraftKings. Over under 42. That line's moved from 41.5 from earlier in the week. Baker Mayfield at home, not wearing a Browns uniform, wearing a Panther uniform. Levack, where do you see this game going?
There's certain tours that I really want to go to, right? Like I've only seen Pearl Jam once. I'd love to see Pearl Jam again. I've never been to Megadeth. I feel like that'd be a fun show. A lot of tours I'd like to see. If all the Beatles came back to life, I'd go to that tour. But the tour I believe in the most is the Baker Mayfield Revenge Tour. When Baker Mayfield, those little people, when they get angry, it's just like superpowers. I gotta take the Panthers because the Revenge Tour is on. Number 1 tour date, maybe the only tour date for the entire season. I may not take the Panthers the rest of the year. Give me Carolina.
Panthers are going to light it up. There's reports out there now. I believe it's real accounts, too, about McCaffrey's status, that he is still practicing, but he's dealing with a shin injury. Fantasy football, right? Fantasy football managers are like, you got to be kidding me. So if you give me a pick'em and the over-under is 42, that's a real possibility. It could be 21-21. So this game could go to overtime, and I'll take the over. I love the over in this game, over 42. I'm with you as well.
Ooh,
Baker's going to sling the football all over the place. Give me the Panthers, potential overtime victory, but I like the over far more in that game.
Breaking news. Christian McCaffrey breaks arm peeling banana. It was
in your notes.
It was terrible. It was terrible. Someone just handed me these notes. And
was in there.
Christian. Another one.
We got another one.
While laying on a pillow, pulled his neck. Christian McCaffrey is like there are delicate, fragile eggs in this world that are far more durable than Christian McCaffrey. Like Darren McFadden Darren McFadden once got hurt in a pillow fight, and he looks at Christian McCaffrey and says, "What a bitch." What a puss.
For our new audience, that Darren McFadden joke has lasted many years, where Levack said that as a joke on the air, and he heard a person here in the Capital Region say that to his face.
Came up to me and told me the joke. No idea who I was. Heard the joke. Joke theft. He was the Carlos Mencia of Jessica Stone's.
Saints Falcons. Game in Atlanta. 5.5. They're not serving Chick-fil-A in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, whatever it's called, because it's a Sunday. Falcons, 5.5-point dogs at home.
I love what the Falcons are doing. I think Arthur Smith, just like his father, will deliver. That owns FedEx. Yeah,
okay.
Like
I got confused for a second.
Yeah.
So Arthur Blank and Home Depot, a lot of orange there.
Depot, but Smith's dad
at Hooters
owned FedEx. Right.
Gotcha.
And then we're at Hooters on Wolf Road for the Bills Rams. You like orange?
Yeah.
I'm wearing a weird color that could be construed as some form of orange. And I'm fat, I'm built like an orange. So here's the deal. I like what the Falcons are doing. I think the Falcons will be a good team. I think there's going to need to be some patience to get to that point. The Saints are ahead. They're a far more talented roster. I like Dennis Allen, and then I started looking up Dennis Allen because Dennis Allen was the Raiders coach in 2012 and 13, and I think he dabbled with 14. I'm not positive. I don't remember. I think he had a couple games. Care to guess what Dennis Allen's there's going to be a birthday celebration right behind us.
We'll let it go on.
Yeah, this is going to be a thing.
I would say
500.
500, coach.
He would need to win 20 straight games to become a 500 coach.
Ooh.
He is 8-28 as a head coach.
Ooh.
He was 4-12 twice and then went 0-4 before he got canned. That's right. We're going to be in this video from the Friends.
Do we want to move the camera to watch this? That's what
I don't. Okay, I don't.
We'll power through here.
He's flipping off his friends. We'll do play-by-play. Yay!
Falcons.
I'm gonna take the Saints because The quarterbacks, even though Jameis Winston is a bum,
Dr. Winston.
he's not. 2012, the quarterback room for the Raiders was Matt Leinart, Carson Palmer, and Troll Pryor. 2013, the quarterback room for the Raiders was Matt McLaurin and Terrell Pryor. Jameis Winston is an upgrade on those quarterback rooms because this isn't the Carson Palmer after. This isn't Matt Leinart at USC. This is give me the Saints. Give me the minus the 5.5.
Home team divisional game. Give me the points. The Atlanta Falcons. A lot of good points you made there. Jameis Winston's cracking me up with his diagnosis of the
I've gathered a lot of stool.
The ankles. Atlanta might be really bad this season. I hope Drake London's healthy. He could be really good. Kyle Pitts, let's get in the end zone more.
Come on,
than
Mariota.
Once.
Go MM.
Give me the Falcons at home. Divisional dog. I like that. I'll take the points. Patriots, Dolphins. The Dolphins are a 3.5-point favorite at home. Miami's had a lot of success against New England in the past. Patriots, Dolphins. What do you see in this game?
I'm not full buying the Dolphins hype yet. I think the Dolphins might be one of the two most overhyped teams in all of the NFL this year, maybe the most overhyped team. And there's just something about the Pats. I just feel like they thrive on those kind of things. Mac Jones has got an attitude. He was starting fights with other teams during practice in the preseason. Give me the Pats. I'll take that 3.5. Maybe it's a field goal game. Maybe I went outright.
New England just feels like the better team, and I was a big New England hater last year. I had joined Patriot Nation with you last season. Now it seems as if New England's going to be on the edge of being a postseason team, and they suck again. Like the roster, I mean, overall, if you look at talent, no one's going crazy about New England. But Belichick's still there. I like all that stuff. I look at that first half number 2, New England, 2.5 points underdog. If you want to play something in that game, maybe you play what the Patriots are at halftime because you get a first-year head coach versus Bill Belichick. I'll take Belichick in that. Give me New England in that matchup.
Do you notice now the Patriots fans have lost all hope? I'm now willing to be nice to the Pats. Not the fans. You still suck. But I'll be nice to the team because of that.
Jaguars, Commanders. Minus 2.5 for Washington at home in this game. Our last game in the 1 o'clock window, not involving a New York team.
As your good friend Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson once said, you take your 2.5 points, shine them up real nice, and stick them straight up. Yo, Rudy Poo candy ass. I don't need them. Jags went outright. I think the Jags are going to give people fits this year. You got a real coach in Doug Peterson. I think Travis Etienne might be one of the up for offensive MVP this year. This is the team that has your boy Zay Jones is there. Marvin Jones Jr. Come on, man.
I get to pick between Carson Wentz and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You're lucky.
I've taken so many underdogs. I got to stop doing that at this point. I will take Washington just because the prove it factor. I know Trevor Lawrence is supposed to be the man. I know Doug Peterson is a Super Bowl winning coach. I'll take Washington barely. The defensive line's the difference. D-line too good in D.C. We're going to move to the 4:30 window now. We're going to get back to the New York teams at the end. Packers, Vikings. Vikings, 1.5. They are an underdog at home in this game out in Minnesota.
So we know that division game underdog, you're going to take the Vikings. I can just do that. Really?
This is the one game where that theory's been working.
The trend
only on this game. Because if that number's 3, that number's 3.5, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do Minnesota. Why is it only a 1.5? What the hell? A 1.5? What do we do? Give me a pick 'em. Give me some. The 1.5 is scaring the hell out of me because I'm going Green Bay. I'm going Aaron Rodgers. I'm going all those guys. Minnesota's going to feel heartbreak early on. Again, week 1 is not an entire season. The Vikings should be a really good team this year, offense in particular. But O'Connell's unproven as a head coach. Kirk Cousins can make a mistake, and the line scares the hell out of me. One of the other 2 games I would not like to play because that 1.5 is scaring me. I will take Green Bay and buck the trend for just that only game.
You said something interesting there, though. You said Aaron Rodgers and all those guys, which I think proves what my point was about to be. Name 5 other Packers.
To quote our guy Joey Haas in his podcast, who dat?
Yeah.
Who are those guys?
Alan Lazard, A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones.
Our guy Aaron Jones. We love Aaron Jones.
But like I think we've been brainwashed to believe that as soon as that ayahuasca smoking hippie runs out on the field, the Jeopardy ruining, big mouth talking, grandma killing, COVID spreading, son of a bitch, Aaron Rodgers walks on the field, they're going to win. The only problem I have with the Vikings this year is everybody likes the Vikings. That's the only problem I have. I wish no one liked them as much as I do. because I think they're going to be really, really good this year in spite of Kirk Cousins. I can't take Aaron Rodgers in this game. I can't do it. It's Aaron Rodgers versus an entire Vikings roster. It looks really, really good. I also think this could be one of those things where like a defensive guy in Zimmer builds a team, and then an offensive guy in O'Connell comes in and gets it over the top. I'm 1.5 points, home dog. Give me the Vikings.
Let the big dogs bark. Raiders, Chargers, Levack, Vegas heading to the West Coast. Technically, they're in the desert. Don't worry about my travel situation. Chargers are at home, air quotes. 3.5-point favorites in that game.
Did you see it may have been a fake or it may have just been taken down. The Rams, it was tweeted out that, like, be nice to the Raiders fans because they're going to outnumber you 4-1 this weekend. I mean, obviously, I'm going to take the Raiders. I don't feel great about this, but I think what it's going to come down to with that field goal, Brandon Staley, he thinks he's smarter than he is, and I see him making a really stupid decision late that gives the Raiders the win. So I'm going to take my Raiders. They're not a very deep team, especially not an offensive line, wide receiver, or secondary. Just a couple places. But they're a good team, and I think they're going to get this done.
I'm going to go back to the Chargers on this one. I'm not as a huge Charger fan as others are this season. A lot of people say if you've got to take a team out of the AFC to get to the Super Bowl that's not named Buffalo, a lot of people are hopping on the Charger bandwagon. They got Khalil Mack. They were aggressive this offseason.
J.C. Jackson.
I'll take the advantage for the coaching staffs, though. Staley, although he's a madman, thinks he's playing Madden. Did I say Staley? Stanley. I do it again every year. Brandon Staley. 2019 winner of the Brandon Staley Award, a.k.a. What Coach Don't You Know in the NFL? He's back. They win this game. Chiefs, Cardinals.
Well, I just want to remind you, too, you talk about coaches. There's only one that's had an in-depth conversation with Jeff Levack in that matchup.
That's Josh McDaniels.
That's it. So don't. And by the way, never lost as the Raiders head coach. 4-0 in the preseason.
Another team I can't figure out, that's the Arizona Cardinals. They're at home against the Chiefs. They're getting 6 points in that matchup against Kansas City.
I'll figure this one out for you. Overrated. Hey, what's up, bud?
Hey, Cam, how are you, buddy?
Too much drama in the ARI. I think that you're going to see Andy Reid and Mahomes come out and try to remind everybody they're still pretty damn good. Like everybody's talking about, like they don't exist anymore. I'll take the Chiefs. I'll lay the 6 in a hay. I'm not scared.
Andy Reid in week 1. Andy Reid off a bye week. Go look up the numbers. It's like 80% plus.
Andy Reid at a buffet. Unstoppable.
Take Andy Reid. Take the Chiefs there. Our 2 primetime games. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys getting 2.5 at home in the Lone Star State.
This is easy. It's might be the easiest game all week.
Uh-oh.
What time is kickoff?
8:30.
Yeah. Who's the quarterback of the Bucs?
Tom Brady.
So it's late?
Yeah.
Give me the boys. Give me 2.5 for the boys. It's AARP game is what this is. Old man Brady.
I want to defend Tom Brady right now.
Dude looks so skinny right now, like a hula hoop and a Cheerio. When he showers, you got to tie a board to his ass so he didn't go down the drain.
Dallas should have beaten Tampa in that week 1 game last year, the kickoff game. They got away with a pass interference call on Evans. Tampa might get smoked. They might get run off. Who's going to throw a block for a 45-year-old quarterback? The running back still might be fat. I'm wearing my Buccaneer gear right now for the audio. They might get torched by Dallas.
I don't want to like alarm you. I was at the gym earlier. And someone went, "Hey, Leonard," and I went, "What?" And he went, "Leonard," and I went, "Levack." He goes, "No, Fournette." Oh, you're not Leonard. He thought I was Leonard Fournette. He's like, because I just saw Fournette. I was going to compliment you on losing some weight, and I was like, "Thank you, but I'm Jeff Levack. I'm not Leonard Fournette."
Doesn't make me feel better.
No, yeah, it was
Cowboys
weird. It was awkward. It was awkward for him. I felt good about it.
Final game before we get to the New York teams. Broncos, Seahawks, 12th man, 6.5 points, led by Geno Smith, ?
This is what's up, baby. This is the game right here. Okay, you want to talk about games? Broncos are up there with the Dolphins of being overrated. Extremely talented. Russ is done. The kitchen's closed. He can't cook anymore. Pete Carroll knows Russell Wilson better than anyone. The blueprint that will be displayed Monday night by the Seattle Seahawks will be used for the entire season by teams with better personnel to shut down the Broncos. Seahawk Nation, let's fly.
I have the Seahawks as well because I'm too invested in Rashad Penny in fantasy football. And Nathaniel Hackett, I know he seems to be the guy. he seems to be the guy in Denver. He wasn't a great offensive coordinator. Already got canned at Jacksonville and canned in Buffalo.
And then in the can, yeah.
I got the Seahawks as well. All right, the 3 New York
By the way,
teams,
you hired him because you thought he would bring that ayahuasca smoking, grandma killing, COVID spreading son of a Aaron Rodgers with him, and he didn't.
No, he didn't. Jets, Ravens. Jets +7. Joe Flacco, the quarterback, as we found out that everyone lied to us, and we told Zach Wilson to be back week 1. Not the case. Wilson likely out till week 4 against Pittsburgh. What do you see in this Jets-Ravens matchup?
I really want to take big game Bob Saleh and the Jets on this. I just really
Every week it's gonna be big game.
There's like, you see so much potential. Like, Carter at running back. Like, he's got so many better players than people realize because they're wearing green. They think they suck. However, you mentioned the quarterback situation. I just can't rally behind it. And I think that there's players on this Ravens team that are going to be household names by the end of the year. Rashad Bateman, I don't know if you've heard of Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to be pretty good. Contract year.
I've heard of him. Yeah,
he's a better quarterback than agent and a better running back than both those. But no, I don't feel great about it. I'm not going to I'm going to responsibly put a small number on this one. But give me the Ravens. I'll lay the number.
There is not one game this summer I've gone more back and forth on than Ravens Jets. Again, you've heard it throughout our entire picks. I love taking the underdogs getting points in week 1, but it's a backup quarterback. I'm also going up against John Harbaugh, who's one of the most successful coaches in the preseason in week 1. Lamar Jackson and a healthy Ravens team, the Ravens team that I picked to win the Super Bowl. This will be the most popular play in survivor pools. If you're in that, I think a lot of people are going to take Baltimore week 1. And because of all the public money, I bet Baltimore, by the time Sunday morning hits, will have the most money wagered by the public on them in this game. I want to buy the hook. I want it to be 7.5 and then take New York.
Do it.
I'm taking the Jets. I think Baltimore wins, but New York keeps it within 3.
Bold strategy.
I'm going back to my take there.
Bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off.
Giants, Titans, games in Tennessee. 5.5 point favorites. The Titans are at home against Big Blue.
What would technically be taller? A Giant or a Titan?
Ooh, excellent question.
I don't know the answer.
I would say Giant.
You think a Giant would be taller than a Titan?
Yep.
But aren't Titans like gods? Weren't they? They were they predated the Greek gods, I think.
I think they're up on the clouds. That helps their elevation of height.
Yeah. Maybe they're not even that tall at all. Maybe it's not clouds.
I hope Andrew Catalan's on that game. That gives us like a 5-minute pregame.
Yeah. Just like, historically speaking, Titans were known to be 57 stones high. And everyone else, that's taller than a giant. Okay. I really broke this game down. I went down, I looked at it, and I really wanted to understand it. And it just came down to one thing for me. The Titans suck. Titans are just crap. Ryan Tannehill is deplorable. I just hate him. Give me the G, man. Give me a win to start off the Dable era. I mean, with the points, but I mean, who knows? Maybe even a W. And Daniel Jones. I want to be on a freaking Zoom call with you on Tuesday from my hotel, the fabulous Courtyard Marriott in Columbus, Georgia. Or actually, I might just sit in my fabulous Chevy Silverado from Mohawk Chevrolet and have you eat crow over Daniel Jones. Give me the G-Men plus 5.5.
Titans are my pick and survivor this week.
Oh!
I'm taking the Titans. I'm taking the Titans with the points. That's
everybody in his survivor pool.
I got the Titans.
You're out.
Before we get to Bills Rams and give our official pick for the night, let's talk about our friends in the Mohawk family. Mohawk Chevy,
love them.
Mohawk Honda, road trips on the way, tailgates upcoming. Fall is here. Now it's time to trade in your vehicle. 2023s are on the way. 2022s you can get for a great price. Mohawk Honda taking care of you. As always, stop in wherever you're listening across upstate New York. They want to make sure that they find the price that fits your budget more. Trade in your vehicle. You'll get a great price on it as well. Shout out to everybody. Cam McKenna, Brian McKenna, Lindsey Harridan, Greg Johnson, the VIP man, Morales, and more. Little programming note, Levack and I, because as Levack mentioned earlier in the show, he's heading to Georgia next week. We are not going to be live from Mohawk Honda on Thursday, September 22nd. So mark that down. Thursday, September 22nd. We'll be live on location in Mohawk Honda. Check them out on social media. All great rides on the way. Mohawk Honda, where they always go out of their way to please you. I didn't point on that one. DraftKings
me
plus 2.5. The Rams at home tonight to the defending Super Bowl champions. Over under 52 points. Levack, take us through tonight's matchup between the Bills and the Rams, where you can watch it right here at Hooters on Wolf Road in Albany.
Yes, $3 short beers, which would be just regular pints of Coors, Miller, and then also $5. I think it's Sammy
Adams.
Yeah,
Hobart Zone.
So get
Boston boys, stand up.
How's that?
That's a reference
How's
only
that
Matt Woods
Hobart?
would get. He went to Hobart, the rapper Sammy Adams.
Oh, who's that? Who's the rapper Sammy Adams?
He was very popular when I was in college. You know who the rapper Sammy Adams is?
Listen,
of course.
I gotta be honest,
knows.
Dan. I love you to death. Hold on a second.
Sammy Adams, go check out his stuff.
And I don't ever not want you to come over here, but if you ever come over here and send Nicole again, our friendship is fucking dead. Just saying.
I got a That's a fair trade-off.
Stop pretending you know who Sammy Adams is. You look like off-season Santa with that beard.
I love Sammy Adams. I think he knows he went to Hobart.
Off-season Santa. He's younger than me. Are you wearing a do-rag? Cam is wearing a do-rag. Yes, you are. You're wearing a headband.
I'm going first before the Bills Mafia insults me. Buffalo's going to lose some games this year. There's not going to be a lot they lose. I don't feel good about this one tonight for the Bills. Banner getting raised. Los Angeles. Sean McVay. Matthew Stafford. It's a high-scoring game. If I get one bet, I would take the over for 52. I would take that. Rams game-winning field goals. Time expires. They take down Buffalo in game one. I'm sorry. What's the final on that one? 31-28 is the final tonight. LA over Buffalo. Don't hurt me, Rams. Don't hurt me, Bills fans.
They're not hurting you. They pity you because you're wrong. I'm also going to tag along on that over because 52 is such a big number. I really feel like it's going to be a slow game early. I feel like it's going to be kind of a physical fist fight early. But I can see a scenario, and every time I see the Rams logo, all I can think of is what Eric Dickerson said, and the nose of the Ram looks like a penis. But I'm anytime you put a number that high, I'm not going to bet under because they're begging you to bet the under. You got to take the over and move forward. The Bills are the best team in the AFC. The Bills are the best team top to bottom in the NFL. There's better players here and there, but to have a 53-man the way the Bills do is phenomenal. I think Sean McDermott could possibly be the best coach in the NFL. I know that McDermott and Bean are the best head coach GM tandem in the NFL. And I think they look at a game like this as something they have to win. They've heard all offseason, yeah, but you can't run the football. I'm willing to bet somewhere in the Bills locker room or in people's rooms, there's pictures of them all looking at the clock running out as they're losing a second straight year. I think they want to make a statement, and I think they're going to come into this game, and they're going to win it. I think they're going to win it by more than 2.5. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills.
So that's it. The seats are getting packed. Hooters is slowly starting to fill in here, man. A little bit.
Everybody walked in here today, and they said, forget the waitresses. We're here to see Levack and Goz.
These two.
That's what they did. They said, forget those boobs. We want to see these boobs. And we said, stop motorboating us. It's weird. And then we moved on.
The next time you and I talk, we'll be recapping week one and all the big storylines.
Do you want to try and get Tuesday done? I will
yes.
Tentatively I'll promise to try. So Tuesday we have a press conference earlier for the Columbus Lions. And then I will tell everybody I need to be, what is it, 4th?
Let's do this. Let's not promise Tuesday is going to be live. There will be content out some point early next week to recap week one.
No, I mean, look, I don't know if you know this. I own that freaking team. Right? Like, I'm the Lion King. I was talking to Commissioner Siegfried of the National Arena League. He called me and he said, Emperor, and he goes, what do I do? He goes, what do I? He sounded concerned.
Yeah.
This is a man. This man played Iron Man football, you know? He's a commissioner. He's a realtor, for F's sake. And he was nervous. And I went, don't worry, Commissioner Siegfried, Chris, my friend Chris, you can call me the Lion King. And he went, oh, and he held up a housing contract and he gave it the nose thing like Rafiki. And so I like literally like what you want to do? You want to do 4 on Tuesday? Want me to throw my weight around a little bit down there? You want me to show everybody?
How about 4:30?
4:30 on Tuesday. Levack and Goz. Unless I don't have as much power as I think.
Come join us under the orange roof. Give us some advice before